Hi, this is your host. And today's question is, can I make a video about a missing person case that has not been solved? The answer is, of course, yes. And this is the story of a babysitter who vanished without a trace. It was the night of January 27th, 2016, and 24-year-old Lauren Smith had just finished her shift as a waitress at a local restaurant. She clocked out at around 9:30 p.m. and headed to her next job as a babysitter. Lauren would often do double shifts on the weekends, wait tables at night, and then babysit for extra cash. That night, she was supposed to be watching two kids. 10-year-old Kyle and his little sister, who was only 8 years old. Their parents had gone out for the night, and they were being watched by Lauren at their home in Spring Green, Wisconsin. Lauren had known these kids since they were born because her mother, Mary, was close friends with the parents, Sean and Candace. According to Candace, when she dropped the kids off that night, Lauren was already there waiting for them in the living room. She recalls that Lauren seemed a little tired, but overall, everything appeared to be fine. Before she left, Candace asked Lauren if she needed anything from the grocery store. She said no, and told her friend that she was looking forward to seeing her on Monday. Then Candace and Sean drove off, leaving Lauren alone with their children. At some point, after 10 p.m., Lauren sent Candace a series of texts, updating her on how the kids were doing. At 10:34, she sent a message that read, "Okay, he fell asleep, so I'm going to go clean up." An hour later, she sent another one saying the kids were watching a movie and that she was making dinner. But after that, the messages stopped. At first, Candace didn't think much of it. She assumed that Lauren was simply busy and would send another text when she got the chance. But an hour passed, and then 2 hours passed, and still no text. Candace grew concerned and started calling Lauren's phone. It went straight to voicemail. This was very unusual because Lauren always called her back, even if she was busy. Plus, she had never been known to ignore her clients like this before. So Candace tried calling again, but still no answer. As time went on, Candace became more and more worried. She couldn't understand why Lauren wasn't picking up her calls or responding to her texts. After trying to call Lauren about 10 times, Candace finally decided to head back home. When she got there, she noticed that the front door was locked and the blinds were closed. She walked around the house to see if any lights were on, but everything was dark. Concerned for Lauren and the children, she let herself in using a key. Inside, she found Kyle and his sister fast asleep in their beds, but Lauren was nowhere too. Candace immediately called 911 and reported her friend missing. Police arrived at the scene shortly after. They searched the house and the surrounding area, but there was no sign of Lauren anywhere. They also checked her car to see if she left in a hurry, but it was parked where she had left it, containing all of her belongings. Her wallet, keys, and phone were all still inside, so it didn't appear as though she ran away or left voluntarily. What confused investigators even more was the fact that the children were left unharmed. If this was a stranger who broke into the house, why didn't they do something to the kids? And if Lauren resisted, why didn't they just take her with them? Everything pointed to the fact that she was supposed to be there babysitting, yet she had vanished without a trace. One of the first people the police spoke to was Lauren's mother, Mary. She told them that her daughter had no enemies and could unthink of anyone who would want to hurt her. All the people at the restaurant where Lauren worked said the same thing. She was friendly with everyone and was well liked by customers and co-workers alike. No one could come up with any reason why someone would want to harm her. The last person seen with Lauren other than the children was a delivery driver. He came to the house that night with food that Lauren ordered for the kids, but he left before Candace did, and he insisted he saw Lauren leave. Investigators learned that Lauren and the driver had briefly dated in the past, and he admitted to having feelings for her. But according to him, he hadn't seen her in a while, and things ended amicably between them. He said he delivered the food that night, knocked on the door a few times, and when no one answered, he let himself in using the keypad outside. He said he yelled out to see if anyone was there, but not hearing a reply, he left. But the police weren't convinced. They searched the man's house and car, but nothing connected Lauren to him or his home. He remained a person of interest throughout the investigation, but he was never charged, and he continued to insist that he didn't hurt Lauren. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, the police grew colder and colder leads. Every time they thought they were onto something big, it would lead them down a blind alley with nothing but dead ends. Even Lauren's family began to lose hope. They knew their girl was a fighter, and if she was taken somewhere, she wouldn't just sit back. She would try to get away. If she couldn't get away, she would try to make someone pay. But despite all the violence that occurred in Madison that summer, no one came forward claiming to have seen Lauren or having any information on what happened to her. Then in October, 6 months after Lauren disappeared, her mother Mary took matters into her own hands. She hired a private investigator to look into the case. He was able to obtain video footage from a convenience store near the house where Lauren disappeared. The footage showed Lauren walking her dog in the general vicinity around the time she was supposed to be watching those kids. But this was the only new piece of information that came across, and sadly, it didn't lead the police to any new conclusions. In fact, nothing really led the police to any conclusions. And after 3 years, the case had gone completely cold. Her family refused to give up hope, but deep down, they knew that they might never see her again. And here's the thing. We don't know what truly happened to Lauren. There are so many questions that remain unanswered. What happened after Lauren sent that last text at 11:30? Did she have an accident? Did she run away? Or was she taken against her will? The police will never know because no one knows what happened. There is one theory that I have, but it's just a theory. Doesn't mean that it's true, but I believe that Lauren was taken that night while the kids were asleep. I think she was taken from the house and no one even knew it. Someone close to her could have easily slipped into the kids' rooms after 10 p.m. when they were sleeping and taken Lauren without anyone knowing. That would explain why the children weren't hurt. Whoever did this knew exactly where Lauren was and took advantage of the situation. I find it interesting that no one came forward claiming to have seen Lauren after that night. Not a single person. Also, her car was left behind, meaning whoever took her must have used their own vehicle. But this is all speculation. I have absolutely no proof that this is what happened. But I do think that whoever did this planned it out ahead of time. They knew Lauren would be alone in that house with 2 sleeping children, and they took advantage of it. But who could have done such a thing? I honestly have no idea. None of the theories make sense and none of them add up. The person who took Lauren knew the area well. They knew how to sneak into the house unnoticed, and they knew how to evade suspicion. They also knew that the police would search for Lauren, but they knew that they wouldn't find her. They basically knew how to get away with murder, which makes me wonder if they have done this before. Maybe they have done this multiple times and Lauren is just the most recent victim. But again, that's just my opinion. I have no way of proving it. As for the family, they continue to hold on to hope that Lauren will turn up safe and sound someday. But they also know that this may never happen. They've accepted that they may never get answers and they may never see their daughter again. This case is still open, and anyone with information should contact the Madison Area Crime Stoppers. As always, I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please show your support. I'd also like to take a moment to say thank you to our supporters. Your generosity helps us continue producing these videos, and we really appreciate it. Thank you all so much.